Welcome to the Digital Amateur Television Experimenters Night. This is VK7OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Amateur radio is a worldwide hobby that has many different aspects. Digital television is just one of the many modes and areas that are covered. Maybe you're interested in becoming involved in the DATV Experimenters Nights. You realise that you do not have to be a radio amateur or need any ATV equipment to participate anywhere in the world. Also participate in the night by coming up to the Queen's Domain clubrooms. Yes, right on top of the Queen's Domain in the heritage-listed Coast Wireless Station. You never know, we might get you in front of the camera or behind, doing one of the many roles during the night. We get underway with our program on a Wednesday night from 7:30pm local time. We'll see you soon. This is VK7 OTC.
And this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania with our DATV Experimenters Night. And I've got Ben, VK7BN. And
hey, Justin.
How you going?
Good. I'm practically regular now.
Oh, well and truly, definitely. And tonight's presentation is a special one. So before we do that, though, I just wish to acknowledge Tasmanian Aboriginal people as the traditional owners of the land upon which we're presenting tonight, and pay my respects to elders past and present, for they hold the memories, the knowledge, the culture and hopes of Aboriginal Tasmania. Now, and we've got a whole lot of people online already. Yeah. We've got Andy from the UK. We've got John Hall. Hello, John, and welcome. New member of Reast. We've got Dave, who's our newest advanced licensee.
Oh, excellent.
So yes. We've got Bronson and we've got VK4GEO and Ron, who's just clicked in. So, and Andrew from Kettering. So, good stuff. Hey. So, welcome. Now, in the words of Monty Python, we have the aptly named show, Now for Something Completely Different. So I've got Ben in the studio. Both Ben and myself are regular contributors to the blood supplies within Australia.
Some we're doing a bit longer than others. So.
Oh, correct. Yes. We'll go into that. We'll go into that soon. But so we thought we might put together a bit of a show, start the show for the first bit, all about. And if I can do this right, we've got Content Studio. Look at that. So, we have a little presentation that we're going to do on blood. And we all have it, and we all need it to function. So, that's a bit of a start. So, just before we get underway with our presentation. So, the Red Cross in Australia, so this is probably for Andy's benefit, the Red Cross in Australia run the organisation called Lifeblood, or used to be called the Blood Bank.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute. Used to be called the Blood Bank, but it's now called Lifeblood, and they are the ones who supply, maintain, extract, supply, store, test, and everything in between those in relation to blood in Australia. And I've got a little bit of a slide that shows you the sort of storage levels of blood and the amount of blood that's needed within Australia. So absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So let's get underway. What's blood? Now, on average, an adult person has about 5.5 litres of blood in their body at any one stage. Accounts for about 7 to 8% of a person's body weight. The 0.5, I had it described to me by the lovely nurse in Lifeblood that the blood that they take, so if they take whole blood from you, and we'll go into what these different terms mean, if they take the whole blood, they take somewhere between 5 and 800 millilitres of blood out of your body. And I said to her one day, I said, what does that mean? Why don't I go into shock, like a trauma or something like that? And she said, well, we take it out of your body in a very controlled way, in a much less, obviously a much less stressful environment than a trauma. And what we're taking is the spare bit of blood that you actually have in your body all the time for things like traumas and all sorts of stuff. And so the body then spends the next 3 months regenerating it. So they're actually only taking the spare. And when they take plasma, which we'll go into in a sec, they're only taking a little bit of your blood and they're replacing it with saline.
Yeah.
And you can do it much more frequently. But anyway, sorry. So what's blood? Blood's made up of all sorts of things. The key elements are the red blood cells. Now, the red blood cells are what carries oxygen around your body. It is red because it is very iron rich, and iron, when it oxidizes, goes red. Surprise, surprise. And why? When you have a cut on your finger and you put it up to your mouth, it tastes a sort of a metallic flavour. Because it's iron rich. The other thing which is really, really important is the white blood cells. So those white blood cells are very much, and I'll put this on the screen. Sorry, we're put this on the screen. The white blood cells are the really important bits because they're all about your immune system and the body able to actually defend itself against foreign bodies and other things that shouldn't be in your body. So that's very important part.
Yeah. So we also have platelets, which do all sorts of interesting things, particularly blood clotting.
Correct.
But that's not the only thing they can do, and I can say that I recently know someone who's had platelet therapy to help rejuvenate the cartilage in their knees.
Wow. Okay.
So that you actually, for this person, they went in and had their treatment, and you actually sit down. They hook you up to the machine to get the platelets out, give you a local anaesthetic, and then inject the ball back into the knee. And
wow,
it's meant to help with regenerating knees. So that's certainly a use for platelets. That was a new one on me.
Wow. Okay.
So
cool.
Yep. And of course the other big one, which I know the Red Cross Service loves us to donate, is plasma.
Is plasma.
And that's a straw-coloured liquid. I mean, that's pretty close to what it looks like for sure. Carries all the blood cells and other useful bits and pieces that are in your blood throughout your body. It's the carrier.
So they're the four main bits of blood. But when I started looking at this, I came up with all sorts of diagrams, and there's the reference down the bottom to where this came from. But so there's whole blood, there's plasma, there's platelets. There are the white blood cells and the red blood cells in there, but there is a whole lot of other things. I'm not going to go into in detail the other bits, but
let me tell you, Justin, I was doing the Mercury crossword the other day, and I wish I had this in front of me because one of the questions was a component of blood.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, you've got your choice.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got your choice. So there are all sorts of things in there. So yeah, that's just a bit of an idea. Now, we talk about blood types, all sorts of different types of blood. And this is one of the reasons why you can't just give somebody a transfusion. You need to know what blood type they are, or there is this concept of there being a universal blood type, which is O negative, which you can give to almost anybody, but the main blood groups, and this is based on the number in the population in Australia, and pretty much this is about around the world. You've got most people in the world are what they call O positive or A positive. So you're O positive.
I'm O positive.
You're O fantastic. Well, let's go to the other end of the chart, to the AB positive, which is what I am.
Yep.
Now, the advantage with AB positive is they really, really like my plasma. Yep. Because my plasma is universal plasma.
Okay.
It can be used in anybody. So they really do like my plasma. I'm giving whole blood right at the moment, but they really, really like that plasma. But O negative is what they refer to as the universal. If they don't know what somebody's blood group is, it's pretty safe to give them O negative.
Okay. And Justin, I don't know if you've heard the news in the last month.
Oh, no?
No, that a new blood type has been found.
Oh, no. I did.
There is one person in the world with this new blood type.
You're kidding me.
No. I forget the name of it, but it was in the news in the last month. That scientists have discovered this new blood type.
Okay.
And as I said, there's only one person, which is going to be a real
bugger for them. Oh, well, they'll probably be getting O negative then.
Yeah.
Now, when I researched this, those are the main blood types. But can I just say there are other combinations, which is I suspect what we're talking about here. Many, many other combinations. So, but these are the main blood types. So, why do we need a blood bank, and why do we need supply of blood? Many, many reasons. Transfusions, and I've just pointed out here, there's many things that transfusions are used for. One of the ones is cancer patients, especially leukemia patients, have regular transfusions. You've obviously got pregnant women and childbirth where they lose a lot of blood that has to be replaced. Operations, obviously the operations where they also lose blood, or they need to replace blood or transfuse somebody. People with anemia. Now, anemia is where you are actually your capacity to regenerate red blood cells, I think I'm right there, is reduced.
Yes.
Is reduced. And so, because your red blood cells are the ones that carry your oxygen, obviously you need a good healthy supply of those, which is what your liver does. And if you don't have that, then you have a reduced capacity for delivering oxygen to your organs. So really, really, really handy to. And can I just say, there is then the opposite to that, which is those people who have got a thing called hemochromatosis, which is where they generate too much.
Yeah.
And what they actually do is they give medical blood donations. Now, hemochromatosis donations can't be used. They're actually thrown away.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't realise this, but because that blood is so enriched with iron, if they were to give it to somebody, that it would cause more problems with their liver being able to process it than normal. So all sorts of things. People with iron deficiency, and for a whole range of reasons. People with bleeding disorders, so haemophilia. Haemophiliacs have, if they cut themselves, they're and I assume this is related to the platelet side and the clotting agents. If they cut themselves, then they bleed for a lot longer than a normal person, than an average person, because their blood doesn't contain the platelets and the clotting agents, and they bruise really easily as well. So yeah. Anyway, so this is the important bit. Over to Ben.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, how it's extracted and stored, eh? Says me, Rick. Well, yeah, I mean, you go in there and you get it. You go through a whole series of questions.
Yep.
Which I think you'll talk about in the future slide.
Actually, no. Here we go. Yeah.
So they obviously want to find out a bit about you. They kind of want to make sure that you're not doing the good drugs and
healthy.
Yeah. You know.
Yep. What medications you're on?
What medications? You know, or your medical history.
Yep.
To a degree, your sexual activity,
Yep.
gender, you know, all that sort of stuff, because that's going to affect your blood.
Yeah.
Particularly, you know, if you have any blood-borne disease as well, that's really important to know.
Yep.
As we say, if you're travelling, if you come back,
Yep.
they also ask, you know, if you've been in prison, and needle pricks and all that sort of stuff.
Very interested in which countries you go to when you travel to, particular blood-borne diseases in particular countries.
Yep.
So,
Yep. You do this. I think it's like 33 questions on a board.
On a tablet.
Yep. They then take your blood pressure, pulse rate, and then they give you a jab in your finger, like you would if you were a diabetic. But this time they check your hemoglobin.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
And then once they're convinced that you're not about to die on them,
correct.
They'll go and take you out to these rather impressive chairs.
The comfy chairs.
Yeah, huge chairs.
That go up and down and
all motorised.
Yeah.
They don't have a slow or fast setting to go up. It's just slow. Otherwise, they could launch you. But do that. It's that they look after you. I'm one of these people with a needle phobia. I can't look at it. I can't look at a needle. I can't see the needle going in. But once it's in, I'm actually fine.
Okay.
Don't know how it works, but hey, that's what it is.
No. Cool.
And then, when it's all done, depending, like my last whole blood donation took all of 5 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was just settling in, and they're like, "You're done." I'm what?
Yeah. Okay. You're a good bleeder then.
Yeah. So whole blood can be quick. Doing a plasma donation is usually a lot longer because your blood goes through a spin cycle and it gets pumped in and out and stuff.
They say on the website 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Allow 1.5 hours, which is about right because the machine goes through about 3 cycles. So it takes a certain amount out. It has a little centrifuge in the machine, takes the plasma and the bits they want out, then gives you back the bits plus the saline.
Yeah.
Replaces the plasma with the saline.
Yeah.
And then so about 1.5 hours. Yeah.
And then once you're done, they make you go and sit down so that you don't faint.
Yep.
And they've got a reasonably decent supply of snacks and drinks and all the like to
Party
help
pies, sausage rolls, love it.
Yep, milkshakes, cheese bickies, cake, all the good stuff.
I love it. So from a blood point of view, Ben said, and you can, it's probably 5 to 20 minutes ish. That's usually what it is. You can do that only every 3 months. So they give you 3 months to regenerate that bit they take. With plasma though, plasma's a little bit different because you can do that actually every 2 weeks if you really want to. I don't know whether my arm would put up with 2 weeks of having that done to me every 2 weeks, but there are some people who are into their 400th and 500th donation, and they do it quite regularly. Platelets is a little bit different, very similar process to plasma, but they actually extract out a whole lot of different components out of the blood, including platelets. And the interesting thing I found out in here, this was my reading on the Lifeblood website, is it's only males.
Okay.
And the reason for that is there is a thing called transfusion-related acute lung injury
Right.
antibodies, which are much more common in women than they are in men.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's just there's an interesting and the platelet side of it. If you've got a particular type of blood type and there's a few other factors, they're really interested in you giving platelets. So,
Okay.
but when you go into the blood bank, into Lifeblood, blood and plasma are the main, and it's plasma mainly that they're focusing on. Now, from the storage point of view, I found out a whole lot of stuff. Whole blood lasts 42 days before they have to use it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So.
Interesting.
Yep.
And whole blood, the thing about whole blood is they can extract the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the plasma, and the platelets from the whole blood.
Yep.
So yeah. Plasma, only a maximum of 5 days, but you can freeze plasma up to 12 months.
Yeah, okay.
So that's pretty good. And platelets, it's only 7 days.
Yep.
So when they extract, they really have to actually use them there and then. Now, I just wanted to point out here, there have been a whole lot of changes just recently, and I'm literally within the last couple of months, around plasma donations. Now, gay, bisexual and transgender people can actually donate plasma, which they weren't able to do before that. And so they've opened it up to a whole new segment, which is fantastic, really, really good. So that was something that jumped out at me on the website. Now, Lifeblood are really good at communications.
They are incredibly good. Almost to a fault.
Correct. You get lots. You get reminders. You get. They keep saying, "Oh, you know, it's great that you keep donating and all of this sort of stuff, and you're helping people all over the place." What I've put on here, every so often you do. You don't get this every time, but you get occasionally. I get a text, and I go. And this is an example of what I get. Thanks for your AB positive blood donation. This donation was just as vital as all the others before, but it's off to Flinders Medical Centre in South Australia. Yep. So, and it can be anywhere in Australia. I've had it all over Australia. So it's being shipped off to Flinders Medical Centre in South Australia, which I know very well because I've been in Flinders Medical Centre as a patient a couple of times. Yeah, so they remind you as your donation is coming up. They keep reminding you your donation's coming up, so it's really, really good. Blood supply. Now, this is the snapshot on the 12th of August. This is on the website. Yep. This is on their website. So, a bit worried about O negative, given that that's the universal blood type. It's a bit low. They actually say it's low.
Considering all the other ones are in reasonably good supply.
But anyway, you can look at this on the website. It tells you, and I assume it's updated, every day or whatever. Day. So yeah.
And you can also drill that down as well, because that one was Australia, but you can also pick the for Tasmania.
For Tasmania, yeah. So finish off with a few fun facts from the website.
Yeah,
you can.
Well, Australia needs a new donor every 5 minutes. It is surprising the amount of blood that is required by hospitals and treatment centres everywhere.
Well,
and it's very, very often, like we'll hear, certainly through the health department where I work, we frequently get alerts saying that that Lifeblood is in desperate need of this type of donation. If you can help, go and do so.
Okay.
So, yeah, despite...
You've probably got a hotline to the Lifeblood, but anyway.
Not quite, but yeah. Well, yeah, only 3% of the population give blood.
Not enough.
That's even I thought it was more than that. and 14% have the universal O negative blood.
Yep.
Which is only 1 in 250 donors. So,
well and truly.
Like, you already saw how low that was looking from yesterday's.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
And 1 in 3 people need blood in their lifetime.
Yep.
I mean, we heard an interesting story earlier today about someone who needed some blood, or because he may have lost a bit of blood.
Yes.
But,
yes, through an unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's not because you're bleeding out. It's because you're having maybe a cancer treatment, or you're anemic, or
Correct.
You're having an operation. You need all these things.
Well and truly.
Yep. And more than 1,700 donors are actually in their 80s. So that's a very impressive effort on their part.
I'll just clarify. You can't start donating if you're in your 80s, if you haven't been a donor in the past. But if you've been a donor in the past, there's no age limit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's your doctor's call. That's Lifeblood's call. And there are certainly people into their 90s, according to the website, who are still giving blood. So that's pretty cool. And they're probably in their, hundreds and hundreds of donations.
Yeah. I'm going to leave you with the last one there, Justin, because I don't want to sprain my tongue.
And do you realise that a needle phobia has a name, as most phobias do, and it's called trypanophobia. So if you're trypanophobic, you have a phobia to needles. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to finish off why each of us donate, because these are good stories, and you'll find there are pages and pages of these stories on the Lifeblood website where you can put in why you donate. Now, I donate primarily. I started donating when I was 15 years old. I'm up to 132 donations, I think, in my life, but was very focused on why I donate because my father actually had leukemia.
Oh, okay.
And so we always made a joke, or he made the joke. He said, I've been donating all these years, and he was a lifelong donor, blood donor. I've been making all these donations to the blood bank over the years, and now I'm making some withdrawals." And we always laughed about that. So that's the reason I keep donating, because there are lots of people out there with leukemia, and they need blood. So yeah. Anyway, Ben.
Well, I think for me, it was something I have thought about doing for a long time. I'm really good at thinking, as Justin will attest. I'll do a lot of thinking, but when it comes to doing, it's a slightly different matter. But in recent, only very recently, like in the last few months, between stories from Justin and some stories I've been reading online, I also wanted to run headlong into my needle phobia and really wrap my hands around it a bit and
I love it.
Take it on. So I just made the booking and went in. I was like, well, if I hate it, I don't have to go back.
Go back. Well and truly.
And I
it's
was like, well,
it's voluntary.
Yeah, this wasn't as hard as I thought it was. It's no worse than having a blood test sample being done.
Well and truly.
And you're hanging around a bit longer, and it was like, well, if I can contribute this to society, so be it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Excellent. Well, that is fantastic, Ben. What I might do, I'll just flip back to our hang on, our chat channel. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we've got evening. I think mad cow disease. Well, they do ask you some questions about that, Andrew.
Yes.
David Goodrick's DMG. Sorry, DMG. Hello, Mark from down at Dodgers. I think a pint. That's nearly an armful. Yeah. Well, there you go. Not that I've ever experienced this. I hope those attend. Oh yes, okay, yes. Well, there is a lot of blood smells, which smells very metallic. That's exactly right, and that's the reason for it. Now, hello from ZL. So Ken's back in ZL. So hello from to New Zealand. Not that I've ever experienced.
Something flickered.
Something flickered just then. That's interesting. I'm not sure what happened then. We might be.
Are we still live?
Yeah. We are still
There we go.
still live. Oh, okay. No, something went on there. David Bronson. A few things I could say about horrific scenes and blood. Oh, okay. Had some experience. We got some experience online. Looks like the rules on the UK folks have changed in 2022, and we're allowed to now. So there you go, Andrew. There's your prompt. So fantastic. Thanks for the comments. So that's our something very, very different. So thank you, Ben.
No worries.
And thank you for biting the bullet, taking into account you get over this needle phobia, trypanophobia.
Yeah,
So,
it's just, as I said, a small something. I mean, compared to Mr. 120, what was it? Yeah, a lot.
A lot. But you just get into a routine.
Yeah, exactly.
It
certainly helps that work allows you to take leave to do blood donations.
Well and truly.
That makes it very handy. And there
I
it goes
really
again.
don't know what's going on there. But
It looks like your computer has decided to have a mind of its own.
Decided to,
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Can I get you to grab
Get Mr.
Rex and bring him in?
No worries.
And we'll
Say you a good evening as well, and
thank you.
catch you next time.
And thank you very much for donating blood.
No worries.
I love it.
Catch you.
Good. See you, Ben.
See ya.
So, this is VK7OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night. And so, how are we going for time? Oh, right on time. Love it. Hello, Rex.
Hello.
So, no, that's all right. That's okay. We still have our extension cords supplying power into the studio, but
So I shouldn't slam the door.
No, please don't. Things will go very dark. We've still got a few things to tidy up in our brand spanking new.
It's done very well.
So welcome, Rex, VK7MO.
Thank you, Justin.
How you going?
I'm going pretty well. You might recall 2 weeks ago we started talking about
We did.
some articles in DUBUS
Yes.
in the second volume.
Yep.
And we got through the lightning scatter article that I prepared.
2 weeks ago.
We didn't have quite enough time to go into the other article, which is related to non-line of sight propagation at 730 nanometers near infrared. It's a fairly long article, and I was assisted by Dr. Andrew Kleverchuk, who got a lot of data that we needed from satellites.
Definitely.
And the other end of this test was Merv Millward, VK7EKA, who fortunately lives on, I suppose you'd call it, acreage. So he was able to set up the transmitter at his QDH and not worry about whether anyone would see it and so forth.
Okay.
The amount of light is a lot less, and we'll show you some examples of that, than it is at 630 nanometers.
Visible light.
At visible light.
Yeah.
In theory, 730 nanometers is not visible to your eye, but LEDs have a Gaussian sort of shape, so there is some light that you can see. But the reason I went for that was to avoid some of the problems that you and I had with people getting upset about red lights.
And large glows from the top of mountains, yes.
Yes. So,
cool.
We'll just go to the next. Oh, right. So this is on the left is the transmitter, which is 90 LEDs.
Right.
Focused by...
Much smaller than the cloud burner, though.
Yes. 48mm lenses.
Okay.
Now, the cloud bender, did you say?
Burner.
It actually had about about 3-inch by 6-inch Fresnel lenses.
Yeah.
And a secondary lens. Well, that was really the secondary lens. The primary lens was a torch type lens.
Yep. Actually, a bit like that.
Except they were only 20 mils that focused on that. And I've had a feeling that running 2 lenses and having the problem of optimally relating one to the next.
Yeah, focusing them all on the same point.
We were losing a lot of energy.
Okay.
And so I thought a single lens system would be better.
Yep.
It's 5 degrees beam width against 2.2 that we had.
Okay.
So the energy is spread over a lot more, but I think there might be more energy because the efficiency of the system.
Yep.
And the other advantage of having 5 degree beam width, you don't have to align everything so accurately, and you don't have to adjust for cloud height and stuff. You have to do that at the receiver end because it's fairly narrow.
Yeah. Now, I also notice on this particular photo there is a large fan sitting behind that. Did that get quite warm, did it?
Well, it is interesting. We started testing this at Richard's place, ZPX.
Yep, T3.
And it was in his shack, just pointing out the window. And he said it was getting really hot.
Okay.
When I took it up to Merv's and we were outside,
not so hot.
It didn't really get hot at all. So even though I brought that fan along for that purpose, it turned out to be redundant.
Used. Yeah.
and it wasn't necessary. I mean, I think part of it might have been that outside at night it's a lot colder than inside Richard's probably heated shack.
Air-conditioned shack. Yeah, Okay.
So,
fantastic.
Yeah. Now this is the path.
Ooh, what's that?
It's only 1,350 metres, but it's essentially in the tiers between.
Coin. It's not Coin Tier. It's Coin Mountain.
Is it?
No, I think.
Well, it's about 60% of the way to Georgetown.
Okay.
So.
What would that be? Well, it's not Ben Lomond, is it?
No, it's not. Certainly not Ben Lomond. It's No.
Okay. Anyway.
So the path is definitely not line of sight because you actually have to add earth curvature to that, which on the 200 kilometre path adds about another 600 metres.
Okay.
And now we are going to try and give you some examples.
Yes.
Do we go to that? I click on the home or?
Yep. There we go.
Now, what we did is the actual article was about 8 pages in DUBUS. So to document all of the experiments, we went and Merv Millward put it on his website.
Lovely.
And
oh no, hang on. What are we doing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little look at an analysis, and we'll try the 14th of March. Now, for each day that we did the test, we've got a web page like this.
Okay.
Now you can see on this occasion there were plenty of decodes.
Yeah. Yep.
When we looked at the radiosonde data, which, by the way, the Hobart radiosonde data is no longer at Hobart Airport.
Oh, where is it?
Clifton Beach.
Oh, where they launched the balloons from. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Well, they used to launch them from Hobart Airport.
No.
But they've automated them.
Correct.
And I presume because it's all automated, they don't want to let them go from right next to where planes are taking off.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know the real reason. And now, unfortunately, Clifton Beach is not the centre of this path where we would really like the data.
Side.
But it gives you a reasonable idea of what's happening.
Yeah.
Particularly at upper levels.
Okay.
I think at lower levels it's a bit iffy.
Okay.
And Andrew was doing some experiment from Cape Grim.
Oh yes. Okay.
Which involved setting off radiosondes as well.
Okay.
But only at lower level, or they probably were producing high resolution data, but we could only get the low resolution data on the web. So the Cape Grim data you can see is pretty jerky.
Okay.
But the interesting thing about this is there's really no high level cloud at all
Down south. Yeah.
at Clifton Beach. And we've later come to the conclusion that you do need high level cloud for this to work.
Okay. Okay.
But Cape Grim did show high level cloud.
Yep.
And with the system moving things across from the west,
Yep.
We can now. Andrew provided us with a satellite image. The white indicates cold moisture.
Yep. Okay.
And that means it's high level.
Okay. Okay.
Now you can see at the start there was
Nothing in the south.
nothing in the south.
But across Cape Grim, certainly, which is what's shown.
And you can see how during the evening, the high level cloud went across.
Yep. Well and truly.
And so Andrew provided all these.
I love it.
These pictures.
Okay.
Now, if we go, I think we can have to go back this way. No.
No. Do you want to go back to where we were?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll head up here. So.
Oh, right.
There we go.
Now, in addition, we had at Andrew's house at Kingston, he had a sensor that measures directly from the ground the temperature of the particles above him.
Okay.
And that was showing pretty cold, which is sort of minus 30 degrees.
Okay. So
that was showing high cloud.
Okay.
As well as that, he's got his kilogram.
Yeah, so his all-sky camera.
And that shows you if that's showing brightness here, that's an indication that the clouds are low because they're reflecting the lights of Hobart.
Okay. Okay.
Now I missed what. We didn't have. For this first one, we didn't have Merv set up to measure temperatures, but he's also got one for his astronomy.
Cool.
So, how do we go back now?
All right, go back. So, here. Go back to here.
And we'll go to the 21st
of March.
Now, this was a day when we actually got one of the strongest signals.
Okay.
Minus 2 dB.
Ooh, yes. Now, what mode are we talking here, Rex?
FST4.
Okay, yes. Your favourite mode.
Yes.
Okay.
For this reason.
Yes.
Now, FST4 is actually the most sensitive WSJT mode.
Yep.
Even if you compare them, both 60-second periods.
Yep. Okay.
It's only about 1 or 2 dB more sensitive.
Yep.
But one of the advantages of SD4 is you can actually run in periods all the way up to 1800 seconds and get down to minus 45 dB.
Love it.
Now, my intuitive feeling is that about the right level to run is about 5-minute periods, 300 seconds.
Okay.
Which gives you down to minus 34.
Okay.
Not quite as good, but the reality is, if you go down to the 1800 second periods, you've only got one chance of getting a decode every half hour, whereas in 5-minute periods, we only
you've got
transmit
20 for an hour, potentially.
Yeah. So you got more chances, and so if there's a QSB peak, I think you've got a better chance of
You'll see it.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
So we're actually doing this in 5-minute periods.
Okay.
And you can see the signal level, even in 5-minute periods, does vary pretty significantly. Here's a minus 23 in between two minus 12 and a minus 11. So, and I think this is all to do with, are there low-level clouds blocking the paths, or are the high-level clouds actually where you need them, and so forth.
Okay.
So at the moment, we've concluded that's probably optimum.
Okay.
And now, and just note that the cloud that could potentially be here at 4,000 or 4,500 meters.
Yep.
It is showing here above. This black line, by the way, is the level at which cloud condenses.
Right.
And while you'd think that should be 100%, if there's little nuclei, it can actually condense. So in theory, there was some low-level cloud here, and some of the time, if that was there, and it did show up in Andrew's device, that would have blocked it.
Yeah. Okay.
But obviously, some of the time that wasn't there.
Yep. Yeah.
So our strongest signal occurred with clouds probably about 4,500 meters.
Okay.
Now go to.
Keep going down.
No. Oh yes. Go down. This is the instrument that Merv has got at his place, and it was showing minus 10 degrees for the whole period, and that may be related to calibration of his instrument, because Andrew's was really showing minus 30. Now, it may be the cloud height was different at his end than, but and when we go down to Andrew's Keogram, we can see that really through this night, even though we got our best signal minus 2 dB, much of the night there was low cloud. And probably, in between here was when
you got the good signal.
Where we got the good signal. So,
okay.
Now
Go back.
And what are we going to go to? We'll go right back to the slideshows.
Okay. Righto.
Now, I really meant to go to the 8th of April. Which,
okay. Do you want to go there?
Yes, if I can.
Yeah. Okay. That's. Let me just go to the 8th of. 8th of. Where's the 8th of April?
I think it was second from the bottom.
Bottom?
Yeah.
You're doing better than me, Rex.
Now, the interesting thing about this one is there was actually more decodes, because I've made them smaller to fit on the screen. But the signal levels were pretty weak. So I suspect, in fact, the cloud in the middle was actual cloud.
Yeah, okay.
But it was much higher up, almost at 10,000
feet?
Metres.
Meters. Oh, meters. 10 kilometres.
10 kilometres.
Much higher.
And now...
Oh, hang on, sorry.
That's all right.
That's better.
Clifton Beach... Kate Green actually said the clouds wasn't even...
It wasn't even
there, but they must have been.
Okay.
Now, what did he have? He was still at -10, and Andrew was saying almost -40. So Andrew was definitely picking up a much higher level.
Yeah,
clouds.
Okay. And what was the kilogram?
Oh. Well, the kilogram shows you why we had much more signals.
Yep.
Because it was basically...
There was no low cloud.
That's right.
Yeah.
So...
Cool.
That's the sort of information that the three of us all working together...
Wow, okay.
Could get out of this, and which is now on MERV's website.
Yeah. Are you okay with me putting MERV's website on in the video description?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, because I can put that in there.
He actually collects statistics of how often his website's been accessed.
No. Well, we'll certainly put it in there.
And we had that reference in the article that's here.
Okay. So it's out there.
Not as many accesses as we thought we might get, but after all, probably not too many hams have really even contemplated non-line of sight at
optical.
Correct. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're the only people in the world that do it.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Now, the interesting thing about these four examples is sort of a best of -19, and the clouds were 7,000 metres. -2 was 4,500. -23 at 9,000. So there's some correlation where the best signal doesn't necessarily occur with the highest level cloud. We need a lot more data to be sure of that.
Yep.
But I just added in because I'm thinking whether this is... it sort of adds to some of the theory as well. Okay, next. Now, this was... We actually did this for 27 days, almost a month.
Okay.
Some of the days it rained, so we didn't set up.
Yeah. Okay.
And some of the days we got no signal, but we got decodes about half of the days.
Okay.
Some of them were very weak, -34, and not only one. And, and on some days, like that 8th of April, 62 decodes, which is almost as much as you can have
for the time period.
And
not -23, not brilliant signals, but okay. So there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And the 8th of April was the 9,000 metre clouds. It was the highest cloud.
Yes.
So, okay. Interesting.
Now, to be realistic, the only reason this really worked is we were both able to set up and run the thing all night.
Yep.
And then in the morning I got up and
saw what happened.
Saw the results.
Yep.
We actually only got one single decode, at -2.
Yeah.
But a more realistic thing is to say how many decodes do we get at better than -10 dB?
Okay.
Or -10 or better. And that was 27 decodes, which is only 1.5%.
Yeah, okay.
Of the total.
Yeah. Decodes. Yeah.
So it's not as if you just turn this on and...
So though, and a majority of those, by the look at this, the majority of those are above -10, so up to -34 or whatever it was.
Yes.
So a majority of those signals are weaker.
Yes.
In decodes than they are better than -10. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the other thing you can notice is we measured the actual humidity.
Okay.
Above 5,500 metres.
Yep. Okay.
And surprise to those who think 100% would be maximum humidity is you can actually get, due to moisture being in droplets and stuff,
okay.
you can get more than 100% humidity and ice crystals at high levels.
Yep.
And if you look at this, you can see the humidity is well over 100% in relation to all the best signals. And when the signal is, I mean, there's the odd ones that's a bit different, but, you know.
Okay.
Bear in mind that we're measuring at most of this at Clifton Beach.
Yeah.
So it's not...
It's not in the middle of the path.
Yeah.
So
there's a very good correlation between...
the really good signals and the much higher...
a much higher humidity. Yes. Okay.
So is that a scattering effect on bigger particles, or what's the mechanism there? Or what do they think the mechanism
I
is?
think the mechanism, and I'd have to say every time I look at this I come with different answers.
Okay.
Is because it's high humidity, it really is much denser cloud.
Right.
And so, particularly when you're dealing with high-level cloud like cirrus, if you look at high-level cloud like cirrus during the day, you see blue behind it. So most of the light just goes straight through it.
It's quite thin cloud.
It's quite thin.
Yeah,
So if it's a dense cloud, you've got more particles.
Yeah. Okay. To scatter off.
Off, and I think that's the explanation.
Okay.
So the findings at this time were based on a web search that the clouds should be mostly between 50 and 500 microns. Now, 730 nanometers is 0.7 of a micron.
Right. Okay.
But that works out, there's 7 to 70 times the wavelength.
Okay.
And it turns out that, 2 meters is only, for a typical aircraft of, say, a 737 or A320, the radius is about 2 meters, 4 meters diameter.
Yep.
So that's about 1 times the wavelength.
Yep.
But by the time you get to 1296, that is about 7 times the wavelength.
Okay.
And 10 gigs is about 70 times the wavelength. So this ratio is sort of equivalent to doing aircraft scatter between 1296 and 10 gigs.
Okay.
Which works pretty well.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of work
and truly
on that. We concluded that we need to scatter from high-level clouds, although when I analyse it, I get some other results,
Okay.
which we'll go on to.
Okay.
There's a good correlation between the WSJT reported signal-to-noise ratio and the presence of high-level clouds.
Okay.
And evidence that signal-to-noise is greater for thicker high-level clouds.
Okay.
Now, I've then started talking to my new colleague.
Best friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And co-pilot.
Yes.
Now, this diagram shows it basically shows the difference between Rayleigh scattering, Meyer scattering, and optical, or some people call it geometric scattering.
Okay.
And we're talking about particles now between about 0.3 and 30 microns. I should say, Copilot originally found that sort of 5 to 50 on the web, but Copilot found another article where there's actually a lot more particles at much smaller.
Okay.
And I asked him what was the reason. He says, some of these later researchers have got better resolution for measuring particles.
Okay.
That sort of made sense.
Okay. Could be a her.
Yes.
I'm joking.
Copilot, yes. Yes, I've seen some co-pilots. But we're looking at our larger particles, and bear in mind, this scale is divided by the area of the particle.
Okay.
So if the area is greater,
yes,
you will actually get a much stronger signal,
right.
but these ratios still apply.
Okay.
Really, these little particles don't contribute much at all.
Okay.
So, and it's probably only when you get up to 3 microns that you're starting to get any useful
effect.
scattering.
Okay.
And up to 30 microns is way over here, but because it's a much larger area,
yep,
the signal potentially from those is much greater.
Okay.
However, when you make the particles larger and go into the optical, you get the advantage that it's not only a bigger area that's scattering the signal,
yep,
but it scatters with forward gain.
This is sounding like aircraft scatter.
That's right. The problem is, when you have the more forward gain you get, the larger the particle, you get the more forward gain, but the narrower is the beam width.
Right.
And because we've got to go up to a cloud and down, if we're going to a very high level cloud, we're going at a much steeper angle.
Yep.
And
most of that energy would
not
be scattered forward.
So what happens is, we're only talking about 8,000 metres on a 100,000 on a path, so it's pretty narrow, but it doesn't need much for the path to.
But most of that energy is just kept going.
That's right. Now there are when you go to these larger particles, it does produce side lobes, a bit like an antenna.
Yep. Okay.
But the side lobes are sort of, well, according to my colleague, 7, 20 and 23B down, so they don't contribute much.
Okay.
And you've got to remember that when we ultimately detect everything, we detect it with an APD, which changes intensity into power. So 23 dB down's really 46.
It's that effect again. Yes.
That's right. So basically you're struggling between using a size particle that keeps the beam width wide enough to
Yep.
get.
Yeah,
I should say, I'm not too worried about these deep nulls because the reality is the particles have a whole range of sizes.
And they're all moving.
And some of them will inevitably fill in all those.
Yeah. Okay.
But inevitably it's dropping quite rapidly.
Yep. Okay.
And I just got a feeling this explains why we've got some evidence that using high level clouds at a steeper angle
is working against us.
It's working against us.
Yeah, well and truly. So you're actually looking for those clouds in between the low level and the high level clouds.
Yes. So this is how the scattering angle increases on a 200 kilometre path, roughly what we're using, depending on the height of the clouds. And you can see as soon as you get up 10,000 metres, you got a scattering angle of 2.7 degrees, and you've got to not only get a beam width enough for the fact that it's beaming up.
Yep.
So it's got to have a 3 dB wider than the scattering angle.
Yeah.
And so that puts a sort of a limit on it. But of course, all the particles are different sizes, so even if you are going for an 8,000 metre cloud, some smaller ones are going to work.
Correct.
But the signal mightn't be as strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the other thing that's different is if you go for really low level clouds like at 2,000 metres, and it is possible to get over that 1,300 metre hill, plus 600 metres Earth curvature.
Yeah.
With 2,000 metre cloud base.
Okay.
And the 2,000 metre cloud are what's called stratoform.
Okay.
And they're denser, which is you'd expect at lower levels.
Yep.
And so this is particle size in bins that I defined, according to my friend.
Yep.
And we have lots of arguments as well, I should say.
Okay, yes, yeah, funny about that. Which is good. That's healthy. That's healthy.
That's right.
That's healthy.
And you can see that up here where these larger particles that have got a beam width that are usual, there's actually almost 10 times as many particles at low level than the high level. And of course, if you just simply assume that will be a stronger signal, you would expect some stronger signals. Now, we haven't ever got really strong signals
at lower
elevations. And it may be that the denser particles just absorb it. It may be that these stratiform clouds, in fact, my friend said they tend to have variable heights, even though they're stratus. That they're scattering off one dip
into another bit,
one that's absorbing.
That attenuates it.
That attenuates.
Okay.
That might be the explanation.
So it might actually be cloud form.
Yeah. So what I did is then I for all of these particles I worked out the gain. The gain, as you would expect, is if you double the area, you should get 20. If you double the radius of the particle, you should double the area. And so you should get 20 dB gain, more. As well as that, if you narrow the beam width in proportion to the radius, you're narrowing the beam width in 2 dimensions. You should get another 20 dB. which is 40 dB. Now, my friend said it's not quite like that because of a few factors.
Okay.
One of which is you start with all these side lobes and
Yep.
you're losing energy into those.
Okay.
He said it also depends on the refractive index of the water, part of the water and the ice,
Yep.
and I didn't quite understand that, but I accept that it's probably
There's a factor.
And
Okay.
he also said that my mathematics basing the peak of a lobe and assuming that it related to the width of the lobe wasn't quite right when I which I accepted, and he said that it'd be better than working to the fourth power to use a factor of about 3 to 3.5.
Right. Okay.
So I said, okay, I'll go along with that, and I'll use 3.2.
Okay.
Um,
So using again a factor of 3.2.
to the power 3.2. Now, the interesting thing now is the particles get out of the beam width at 2,000 metres when they're in the 20 to 50
Okay.
range.
Okay.
But at 8,000 metres, they get out of the
Yes, yeah,
beam
okay.
width at 10 to 20. Now, because these bigger particles are the ones that are really producing the
Yep.
energy,
Yep.
and the
We're going down in size.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. It's working against us here.
yes, we're losing all of this energy. Well, if we go to the 2000, you can see all of that energy, which is is being lost when we go to the. No, that's the gain. Sorry, 2000. Yeah, the weighted value of all of these is
348 million
well, and we lose all those when we go
to the 8,000. Yeah. Okay.
And then when I add all these up, you can see these little particles make bugger all difference.
Yeah.
And it's really only when you're up here
It
that
is those bigger particles, well and truly. So
there's
what does that go to? Go to the 8,000. So go down. Yeah, it goes to 8.8 million.
yeah,
okay.
And so all of these
Get lost.
in the beam width.
Okay.
Now, I didn't do values at increments between 2000 and 8,000 because I was fairly, at the moment, I'm just sort of working my way through all this.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
trying to look at major differences. And
Okay.
and I had at the time hoped that Andrew would be here to
No.
help us.
Okay. Yes.
A real physicist lower than my friend. So when I accumulate everything at 8,000 and compare it, and also take account of our 20 log factor for the APD,
Yep.
2,000 metres should be 35 dB better than 8,000.
We're not seeing that.
And we're not seeing that. Now, there could be a number of reasons. First of all, I fairly soon in these tests, I concluded that I needed to focus on the high-level clouds.
Yep.
And I didn't really do many tests right at low-level towns.
Yep.
Although initially I did, and because I thought beaming just right at the horizon would be best.
Yeah.
So a lot more tests would be required to be sure why the low-level clouds don't work, but I can see a lot of reasons. First of all, if the cloud's already down to 2,000 metres, it doesn't have much to drop and it cuts it off completely.
100% attenuation.
As well as that, when you're beaming at low levels, you have a very low angle.
Yep.
and therefore any roughness is going to stop
Yep.
the stuff.
Yeah.
So it may well be there is an optimum somewhere between 2,000 and 8,000
Yeah.
metres.
Okay.
Uh,
So further testing to be done.
well, the problem is I got so excited about those results when I first got them that I took the transmitter over to the mainland with the aim of doing some tests over longer distances.
Okay.
When I looked for locations on the north coast, I couldn't really find a good location where I could get a good takeoff without either being close to someone's property and I mean I'm only receiving, so I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
So I've come to the conclusion about the only way I can get a good takeoff is to go up Mount Barrow.
Okay.
And in the winter, all night in Mount Barrow doesn't sound very attractive.
I've been up there in winter.
So I've put off doing any more tests. And unfortunately, because the transmitter's now in VK3, I can't do any more tests.
Okay. Right.
So that's where we're up to.
Okay. Fantastic. now just let me go to I just want to go to, because there's probably here we go. Yeah. So Andrew Elwell has a question. Have you measured if there is any loss in the lenses at infrared? Just ignore that. That's doing some strange things. Any losses in the lenses at infrared wavelengths? Would you be better with a CO2 laser cutter lens? I think they're more upwards of 10,600 nanometers in wavelength, though. Zinc selenide is a pretty common lens material. Oh,
right.
So he's going deep diving here.
Okay. We're not really in infrared.
No.
We're
near infrared.
We're near infrared.
Yes.
And I have, even though I've got no data, I should have asked my colleague, my friend, but whether these...
She's good.
Yes. Whether they're acrylic lenses, whether they would be worse. So at the moment, I think the difference between 630 nanometers we were using and 730 is probably not enough to have
warrant a different lens material.
To warrant it.
Okay.
The other problem is when you go up into the infrared, there's a whole lot of water absorption peaks.
Okay. Yes.
Now you could find an LED
in between those two peaks, yeah. Okay.
But as far as I can see, most of the LEDs that are up around 1,000 nanometers, I mean the little ones that you use in your remote controls for your TV,
yes,
they're up there.
Yep.
But they don't have any significant power.
No significant power, and you don't have any visibility of them.
That's right.
Which was our concern when we investigated this last time.
Yeah. The problem of safety of eyesight is not as big as you think.
Okay.
On this big 90 array,
yep.
I found some real data on the web.
Okay.
Not my friend.
Yeah.
And at 5 meters, it's safe.
Yep.
And if they work these things out on for 6 minutes, the same as the first.
Yeah.
Radio,
Okay.
radio.
RF.
RF.
Well and truly.
I guess because the other thing is I'm using LEDs rather than lasers.
Yeah.
And that's partly a safety factor.
Yeah.
But it's also the problem that you need a fairly wide beam width anyway,
Correct.
and lasers are too narrow.
No, and that's the reason why we had the Fresnel lenses and the LEDs in the first place. Okay. No. Well, that's fantastic, Rex.
Right.
That is
was there
excellent.
Anybody else?
No, I think that's it. So now you're I think is this the talk you're giving at QTech?
Yes, and tonight was sort of an experiment to see.
Okay.
I was hoping Andrew would be able to help us
No.
refine it for
Okay.
QTech.
Okay.
But he's going to look at it,
correct.
and hopefully he'll give me some feedback.
Love it. Love it.
But essentially, it's a practice.
Yeah, okay. No. So, for those who don't know, QTech is on the first weekend in November up in Brisbane at Chermside RSL Club, I think, from memory. That has another name. It's not the Chermside RSL, it's something else. Yeah, and there is quite a contingent of VK7s going up to present, I understand, because I think Richard and potentially Murray might be presenting. So,
okay.
So yeah, we have a pretty good representation of VK7s, including myself. I'm going up.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the reincarnation of GibbsTech. So
Yeah. Well, I'm doing this and lightning scatter as well.
yeah, okay.
Particularly
Fantastic.
because the VK4's now added another band to lightning scatter, so
Okay. Fantastic.
which is what we did 2 weeks ago.
Yes, there we go. The Kedron Wavell Services Club. Thank you, Bronson. That's what I mean. I think it's the RSL Club, I think. But the Services Club. Call them different things in Queensland. So yeah, fantastic. All right. Thank you, Rex.
Okay.
That was excellent. Lots of food for thought there. Lots more research to be done too. Well and
Yes.
truly. Yes, it's the RSL. Great. Now just a very quick. What are we at? Oh, we're nearly 9 o'clock. Just a bit of a reminder. We've had a few changes to our scheduling of events and bits and pieces. Next week is another Wednesday experimenters group night. That's the 20th. Then we've got on the 27th our presentation night for August, which is on chasing weather balloons with Steve and Anders and Stephen. So to the two Stephens and Anders about chasing weather balloons. So that should
next
be
week?
No, that's the week after.
Oh, okay. Right.
So in 2 weeks' time. We've then got September the 3rd, which would normally be our presentation night, is not our presentation night. It's a normal ATV night. Then we've got our forum night on the Nano VNA and how to use it. You need to get one, Rex. We've got then we have another ATV night, a Wednesday experimenters group night, and then on the very last Wednesday of September as well is our presentation night, which is given by Phil VK2 ASD on how to use the RSGB EMR. It's electromagnetic radiation calculator. Not EME, that's incorrect on my little script here.
Electromagnetic emission, I think they say.
Yeah, but it should be R,
should it?
just so that it doesn't differentiates it from Earth, Moon, Earth.
Yeah.
So that's our presentation nights and Wednesday experimenters nights and a forum night in there over the coming months. So that's your blooming lot. We'll be back here next week with a whole bunch of stuff and
next week I'm hoping that we actually give you a bit of a tour of the studio and the new technology that we are actually using here. You'll notice that we now have things like stream decks and a few other bits and pieces and barcodes and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to give you a bit of a tour of the studio amongst other things. Anyway, this is VK7OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night. And we'll catch you next week. 73 to all out there, and we'll see you shortly.